Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to cut an off-shoulder bustier gown. The first thing I did was to impute my lines, the chest line, bust point, under bust and half length. So to get this, I removed 6 inches from her actual measurements. The reason why I did that because it's an off-shoulder bustier. So I removed 6 inches. And I mark the bust point, under bust, half length. Although you can decide on how much you can remove. You can remove 4 inches, you can remove 5 inches or thereabout. But for the sake of this tutorial, I removed 6 inches. The next thing I did was to measure the bust points, the nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. But because I'm cutting directly on the fabric, I'm not cutting on the pattern paper. I used 4.5 inches and I measured it all the way down to the half length, and then I connected the points together. Please watch how I'm doing it, you understand. So from the half length, I went in by 1 inch and came out by 1 inch. So I marked 1 inch on both sides. So this is the interesting part of this tutorial. Instead of marking 1 inch on the under bust as well, I had to mark 1.25 inches on both sides. The reason is that it will help to tighten the under bust, because normally the under bust is smaller than the actual waist. So this measurement is not static. It depends on the bust measurement. You can go in by 1.5, 1.75 or thereabout, depending on the size of the bust. So but I'm using 1.25 for this. So on the bust point, I came down by half inch and went up by half inch. So I'm going to connect those points together. I'm using my free hand. I'm just so used to it. But if you have a hip curve, you can make use of it too. So watch what I'm doing. I'm not really curving it like that because this person is not that busty. So I'm just making a slight curve on the bust area to meet the bust point. So I'm going to connect the dart line all the way to the chest line. So normally this dart line is 4.5 inches, remember. So but on the chest line, I'm going to use 5.5 inches. Then I'll connect it back to the main line. That's the first line I marked, 4.5 inches. So from the chest line, I'm going to come in by 1 inch and go out by 1 inch. And then I'm going to blend it back to the bust point, the half inch bust point. I hope you guys understand what I'm doing here. Now coming down on the chest line, I came down by 1 inch and I'm going to slightly curve it to meet the neckline. Now from that bust line, I'm going to mark all the way down to the armhole. So it's time to impute the body measurement. The bust is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. plus ½ inch seam allowance that I will remove as soon as I cut this. That is 9.5 inches plus 2 inches allowance. Then for the waist is 31 divided by 4 is 7.75. So at this point I'm going to measure whatever I have on the under bust. I'm going to replace that measurement and then add 2 inches for seam allowance. I also do the same thing on the waistline as you see me doing. And then I'm going to connect all those points together. And then I'm going to cut it out. At this time I'm not cutting the bust out, sorry, because I'm going to use this measurement to cut the back side. So I'm just going to cut the body measurement that I just did now. So this is it, guys. So after that I'm going to use a pin to secure it so that while I'm placing it on the back it will not shift, the material will not shift. So I'm going to use a pin to secure it. So I'm going to cut the back now. It's quite simple because we've almost measured everything we need for the front. So I'm just going to impute those measurements in it. I'm going to impute them, but before then I'm going to remove the zip allowance. Zip allowance, I'm going to take 1.5 inches. I'm going to mark it all the way down to the half length. Then I'm going to place the front from the 1.5 inch I took out for the zip allowance. So I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to cut the bust letter, the front. I'm going to cut the front letter. So at this point, I'm going to mark 1 inch on both sides from the dart line. You saw when I was marking it, when I was marking those lines, so that I will know where the dart is. So from the dart line, I'm going to mark 1 inch on both sides, and then mark the line all the way down to the chest line. Then from the zip side, I'm going to remove 0.75, then mark it all the way down to the neckline. Guys, if you have any observations or you need any more explanations on what is done here, please drop your comments on the comment section. I'm going to drop a video on how to actually sew a bustier blouse. Please like, share and comment on the comment section. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit on the notification bell to get notified each time I post a video. Thank you so much, guys. See you in my next video. Bye.